Thank God it's Friday. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's understand. Um, let's understand several things. Okay, we are going to understand several things about slot cars and me. Okay. So today is going to be it's going to be a Friday, a wacky Friday. We're gonna be all over the place. Okay, I had a good night's sleep. Um, the last thing I remember, or the last dream I had, was I was looking for, I don't know, somebody came into my newsstand and they were eating and they left something, and GM, good morning, hello. Yesterday, the auction last night went pretty good, actually. How many like the new cameras and everything? Does everybody like the new cameras and all the visible attributes? I think I made a mistake. I think Douglas bought this car a couple weeks ago, and I think they sent him the wrong car, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of things that just aren't going the way I planned them to go, and therefore I get very upset. Okay, did you get your car, Douglas? First of all, I got to ask him, did he get his car? Because he was supposed to get a car that was opened. Okay, it was a demo. Yes, okay, so he got his car, so he must have gotten a car that was not opened, correct? So I've got this car that was not set. So that's a mistake. All right, so yesterday we had I had 2 live streams, correct. Thank you very much. All right, and so they're kind of going through the aisles here and consolidating all the exclusives, all the cars. So I'm going to be going down through this aisle here on Monday and going through all the cars that we have in stock, quote, okay? Because if you want to build your collection of slot cars, okay, and of course you're going to want to build it, okay, so, all right, so let me explain something, all right, because we have a lot of miscommunication out there, okay? And last night I kind of gave you the riot act, you could say. And I basically was yelling and screaming last night at the beginning of the show, and some people were confused. They said, "Why is Brian so upset?" You know, and I go, okay, why am I upset? Okay. So that's a good question. Is why is Brian upset? And the fact of the matter is, I live in what you call a 24-hour time period. Okay. I wish people would understand this. Okay. What I did yesterday, I will probably remember for another 12 hours, and then I will completely forget what I had just done. Okay, so I don't have I always say I don't have a long-term, I have a long-term memory, but I don't have a long-term memory of anger. It comes and goes. You know what I'm saying? It's like Frankie. To give you an example, Frankie. So Frankie decided to eat a whole box of Girl Scout cookies on Tuesday night, and then deny it on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night go to church and take 2 handfuls of cookies and put them in his pockets. He didn't eat all day yesterday. We didn't feed him at all yesterday. Now, Kathy was supposed to do that. Now, C sometimes caves and gives him food when he's not supposed to have it. So, what is the problem? What is the issue? What is, I meant to get this. Okay, so what is the purpose? Why do people watch this live stream? So I'm going to ask some questions, okay? I'm going to get some responses from people that are watching the live stream. So I want to ask, like, for example, Douglas. Douglas, why do you watch this live stream? Just a simple sentence. Why do you watch this live stream? Just simple answer. I didn't ask you, Adam. Yeah, what made you yell until the veins popped out? You said, I've been looking for Tyco products. Okay, so he was looking for Tyco products. No, I ask you, why do you watch the live stream? So, a lot of you are new people watching. Now, let's try to make sure we always give us a thumbs up. That's important, it's thumbs up, okay? And it's very important to learn about cars, hoping you are doing. Okay, so I paid the deposit on our Golf tanker. And now here's what's interesting, okay? Here's what's interesting about all of our exclusives going forward, okay? Which is going to make them even more exciting. Number one, we are going to be getting 6 samples, okay, of the car that we're getting to. So, for example, the Golf tanker, we are going to be getting 6 samples. And some of those samples are going to be available only to club members. And they're going to be signed, and I'm going to sign 1 of 6, 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 4 of 6, 5 of 6, 6 of 6. And I'm going to sign them all. They're all going to be signed. So you know that this is a sample, pre-production of the car. And we're going to offer some to our club members and some to our regular members, okay, that are not club members. And these are going to be available way before the car actually gets here, okay? Because once we know they're on the water, see, we know when they're on the water. Susan says, hey, Brian, these are on the water. We immediately do a pre-sale. And you can buy as many as you want, okay? But the samples, the pre-samples, okay, there are only going to be 6 of them. And I'm going to sign, and I'm going to go 1 of 6, 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 4 of 6, 5 of 6, 6 of 6. No, they'll not be the amp chassis yet. And that's another thing I want to go over about the amp chassis. The amp chassis is still a they're still modifying that chassis. Okay, they're still taking input, and they're still doing things to improve the amp chassis. But no, our chassis will be a lighted flamethrower chassis like my favorite, the Mayflower, which we still have in stock. And if you haven't purchased the Mayflower, you must get out of your closet, open your closet door, and check if you have this. And if you don't own it, you need to buy it right now, because it's on sale right now too, by the way. So, everybody, yes, it's a long nose truck. Yes, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. Now, they told me that initially on this order, they're not going to do I-wheel. But in the future, they're going to open I-wheels up to my, yes, amp chassis is a early stage. Yes, exactly. I wish people understood this, but I can't get people to understand because they just want to pontificate, I guess. Another thing that I want everybody to understand in my my screen of experience and my channel. Okay, this is my channel. Okay, as you can see, it is obviously this is backwards because YouTube hasn't fixed their screen thing. They messed it up. Now it's okay on X. It's correct on X. But this is ProTinkerToys.com, okay? Now, other people can do their own channel if you want. I will allow you to do your own channel. Now, Ryan, I was saying, Ryan, we've got 12. You have a dad. When we started in 2020, we only had 1,000 subscribers. And we have now 12,500 subscribers. So in 4 years, we've gotten 4,000 or almost 12,000 subscribers. Okay. And those are my subscribers. Okay. Those are people that have gone onto my website and watched my videos and said, I like this guy. I like what he's saying. I don't always agree with him, but I'm going to listen to him. And some people don't. A lot of people do not comment, okay? And as we get more and more people watching, we're going to get to the point where nobody knows what anybody is saying. They're just going to say something, and it's going to scroll on by because you got another 700 people commenting, okay? But the main factor is that this is my channel, and I'm going to control it. I'm going to modify it. I'm going to administrate it according to my vision, okay? Now, if you don't like that vision, I totally understand. I'm not upset with you, okay? All right, so that's our shit. Now, yesterday I was kind of giving you a history yesterday about the early days with SCX, when I was with SCX with Irwin Toy, okay? And this is a Scalextric catalog that I purchased when I went to Spain. How many of you went to Spain? How many have been to Spain and visited the SCX headquarters and the SCX factories in Spain? How many have done that? Not too many. There's only one other guy that can say that, and that I have a mutual respect for, and that's Dave Kennedy, okay? And I never bash Dave Kennedy, never have, never will. I disagree with him politically, he knows that, okay? But he is an expert in cars. If you show him a car, Dave Kennedy's gonna talk for 2 hours on that car. Okay? That's all there is to it. All right? That's all there is to it. So Dave Kennedy and I went in 2008. But I was in Spain twice back in 1999 and 1998 and 1999. So I was in Spain twice back in 1998 and 1999. Grant Irwin went with me the first time, and this other girl with me, other salesman or product manager of Irwin Toy back in 1999. And and so SCX in Spain is called Scale Electric. This is one of the, Paloma is one of the hobby stores that was in downtown Barcelona. And I picked this up at their downtown Barcelona. And this is all the SCX, and these are different layouts, okay, that were, like this is for their off-road vehicles. And this is for a small, this is basically 2 feet by 3 feet or 4 feet. And because there's not a lot of space in Spain, I'm losing my voice. There's not a lot of space in Spain because everybody has apartments. And so they made this thing on how to build different layouts. Okay, like this is my favorite one right here. This is basically a very simple layout, but it's a fun racetrack for a lot of rally cars, because rally is very popular in Spain. Then they go into all the layouts that are all over the country. You got Monte Carlo, Italy, Monte Carlo. I mean, some of these are huge. Canada, France, Britain, the Silverstone. You've got this one here. Check this out. The Monte Carlo Italian. All right. And you got all these huge tracks. Look at this. Hungary. And these are all major circuits back in the 1970s. Look at this one right here. Brazil. Look at that track. Can you imagine making a track like that? And then it goes over all this classic Scale Electric track from the 1970s and 80s, okay? And I picked this up in Barcelona when I was there in 1997 and 98, okay? And this is kind of cool, showing you all and then they have their basic layout. They have, this was their basic layout, and then how you can expand it to different sizes. These are their 4-lane tracks. And then I took this because SCX didn't have one in the States. And I took this and I copied it, and I made our own catalog for the US back in 1999. What?
Did you figure out what's up with the CRV?
Yeah, they screwed up the calipers, and he said that one caliper was wrong, and he fixed it. So everything is fine with the CRV now.
Everything's good with the CRV.
Yes,
now.
everything's good with the CRV.
Okay.
But they did, when their backyard garage thing, knowing everything, they didn't fix it correctly. So he fixed it correctly.
Well, he didn't the first time.
No, he did. It was there was a caliper that was bad though. Another caliper was bad.
Okay. But even Mark said after he got it.
No, Mark, number one, doesn't know how to drive a car, period. Okay, so, and it's his fault because he didn't come to, this is
I agree with that.
This is the problem. No one ever comes to me and say, hey, Mr. Brian, that you just fixed this and it's not working. I would say, okay, take it right back to ATEC, and they'll figure out if there's another problem.
I agree with that 100%. Yes.
Nobody, and you're the same one.
No,
nobody ever comes to me and says there's a problem.
I didn't know that it's been worked on. I just heard the brakes are bad. I just go fix them.
Correct. It's always an issue.
No, I just said do it. Just get it done.
It's always an issue.
They didn't do too bad of a job, though, for doing 16. Not too bad of a job. I like it when I can just tell somebody to do something, and then they just do it.
Yeah, but that never happens, really.
He did a pretty good job. I don't know. I'll give it. All right, I'll see you. I'll be down for it. Nate will be here.
Those stacked boxes, the auctions from last night.
Yes.
Okay.
So you just have to check to see which ones have been already paid for.
A good amount of them have.
Huh?
A good amount of them have.
And then just print off the labels and then look for the car and make sure it's the right car to And if you want me to check it, I will come over there and check it.
Okay.
And then have you consolidated? Give me an update on this real quick.
So essentially, where you see the split is where I'm at.
So you've gotten everything down here is where you haven't finished this yet. Then.
Right here is where that's where I've stopped. This.
Okay. All right. So you still have to shift all this down here then.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'll. When do you think this would all be done? You think?
Probably not today, maybe not tomorrow. If it is, there's a chance, but hopefully by the beginning of next week.
Alrighty. Okay.
Because it is a slow process.
No, I understand it. I was just telling him I was going to maybe start Monday and I'll just start right here, the oldest car, and just start going all over the cars again of what we have in stock.
Yeah, because
And then by the time I'm over here, you'll have all that done over there.
Yeah,
That's a great idea. Good idea. Oh boy, look at that. I'm excited.
some of those older ones we have barely any of.
I know it's getting almost like we don't even have them. So, like for example, these are a lot of the off-road sets that they used to make. Okay, because SCX or Scale Electric in Spain loved the four-wheel drive cars with the off-road and the hoops and the loops and the dupes and the dippy dupes. That was very popular in Spain. But this layout right here is great for if you're, and this could be built with HO real easy, and that would be a very small track, okay? But it is kind of cool because it's a dual level. You notice how you're coming under, okay, and then you're going up, and then you're going back down. That's kind of cool. Don't you think that's kind of neat looking? Anyways, this is I'm going to print this off. I'm going to take this to my printer. Actually, you know what? Who's that guy? Matter of fact, there's a printer. Who's the guy that called me this morning? He's a printer. I could send him this and he could print this for me. He needs to call me. Because I think a lot of people would buy this. Put it on sale for like a couple bucks. You know what I'm saying? Would you like to have one of these? Kind of neat, huh? I would buy it, Douglas. Make copies. I am going to make copies of it. I'm going to get a hold of my printer. The guy called me this morning. What was his name? Shoot. He's going to kill me for not remembering his name. Anyways, I'm going to get this printed. Okay, so, actually there's a place in Fremont that's a printer. That guy comes here all the time. Of course, he hasn't been here in a while. I used to have a printer in Bowling Green that used to do all my printing. It's called Rapid Printing. He had been in business for like 50 years. Then the father died and the son took over it. And then they just finally went out of business because printing had changed. Now, let's get back to, okay, now here, I'm not, from now on, I am not answering my text messages during the live stream, okay? So if you send me a text message, I am not going to answer it. Now, I do want to tell you about something that I'm going to do next week, okay? I'm going to show you a series of pictures. There is a guy that I met back in 1996 when I went to my first hobby show in Chicago, Illinois, and I met this guy named Harry Berberniak. He was a chiropractor right over the border in Michigan, and he had been my chiropractor for a long time. And he basically has in his house, he's been collecting slot cars for years. Anyways, he's got a huge track. Plus, he collects a lot of cars. Look at that, MG. He's got a huge 132nd track. Look at his 132nd track, guys. And we're gonna go on a tour of his place, and he's gonna give us a complete tour of his store. Now, it might not be live. I might just record it and then upload it, okay? If I can do a live stream, I am, okay? And we're gonna do that next week, okay? We're gonna drive up to his place, and we're gonna go visit, because he lived right over the border in Michigan, and where his chiropractic practice was. And I would go visit him and sell him a lot of stuff. And then he moved recently about 40 miles north in Michigan, and he bought a new house, and he retired basically from his practice, and he redid his entire slot car, because he had a lot of slot cars. I'm telling you, I don't know how he moved, honestly. I don't know how he moved out of his house. He had so much stuff. The amount of slot cars he had, oh my goodness. I don't know how he did it. Honestly, that's a question I'm gonna ask him. And he's been rebuilding cars. Got any cars I can pull? Oh, we just sold one of these. Isn't it amazing?
Not just one, 3.
5 of them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, when did these come in?
Today.
No, that was yesterday.
No.
5 of the...
One guy ordered 5.
Yeah, this guy ordered 5. Good grief, we just sold 5 Mayflowers. I'm telling you, if you don't get one of these Mayflowers, you're not going to get one. You're not going to get one. If you don't order one of these things, you're not going to get one. I don't know what else to tell you. I've been telling people, if you don't, and I know, okay, so 76, look at that, another Mayflower. I can't believe it. We just sold another Mayflower. Holy cow, good gosh. 376. Oh my gosh, 376. You know what? I'm the only one. You know what? I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? Number one, I got to calm down. I cannot scream because it really hurts my head. All right, let me just make something very clear. Let me make something very clear. Hold on a second. Everybody calm down. Calm down. My gosh. Okay. So let me make it very clear. I can't talk loud. I don't know why I'm always talking loud. My head, it's not healed. Okay? It's like right here. See right here? You see that? You see that? Everybody see that? It still hurts. Matter of fact, when I lay down at night, I'm still dizzy. I mean, I still, have my little, my little willy dilly. I'm a willy dillian. Okay, now what was I doing? What was I talking about? I'm out of Mayflowers. Hey, Xavier. Okay, so I want to make something very clear. I always say that. You know, I'm sure you guys have got tired of my cliches comments, because I can have the most cliche comments. You know, you probably have heard that a million times. You know, Brian has said that a million times, okay? Brian has said, I need to keep all that, okay, he needs to keep that hat off of his head so he can breathe and heal. You're probably right, but I just look so terrible without a hat on. And everybody likes to see me with the hat on. You know what I'm saying? Because I look so debonair. You want me to do that?
Hold on. I need a couple more for orders.
You need a couple more for orders. So all of a sudden, we are selling Mayflowers. And I have no idea why all of a sudden. But here, you know why we're selling Mayflowers? Because we're getting more and more people finding out about ProTinkerToys.com. I've been telling you that all it's going to take is just, 1%. And all these cars that I make, like this one right here, look at that.
Okay, how many do the orders say ever needed?
Huh?
How many do the orders say?
I've already got them over there.
Okay.
I had just enough.
All right.
You want me to put these away?
Sure.
All right, I'll put these away for you.
No,
Because
the leftover ones, I'll just put back and see.
All righty.
Because there's.
I will do it for you because I like you so much, Xavier. So, the Mayflowers, okay, are just a beautiful truck. And the Golf one is going to be more beautiful. And the fact of the matter is that we only have 1,000 of these, okay? And people really have to start realizing that, if I just get 1% more people watching, I get a new, like Douglas. Douglas is a new person. He never watched before. All of a sudden he started watching, and now he's starting to collect slot cars.
You know more about your parties than
Huh?
I do.
Oh, that's right over here. All you have to do is, you have to wrap it according to each type of track with that paper, okay? Just put it in a, grab all these, whatever the same track is, wrap them in paper, real tight, and then pack all this stuff up and put it in a set box. Yeah, that's what it is. Carrera Go track, right here. All that goes together. That's all that is, right there. Yeppery. That's that, baby. Yeppery. Okay, so we got 5 Mayflowers. A guy ordered 5 Mayflowers. And go figure, 5 Mayflowers. Unbelievable. We just sold out of. We just sold out. Calm down, Brian. You're so emotional. I was thinking I haven't taken the boys to a movie in almost a month. The last movie I think we went to go see, it wasn't very good. They haven't made a good movie, and Hollywood doesn't know how to make good movies anymore. They're just evil. I was watching this the trailer to this movie called Mickey 17 or Mickey something. Just evil. You know, they don't have any. There's no. These people have no conscience. It's just. You know, I always said, you know, the last thing they're going to destroy is my favorite genre is Star Wars, or is science fiction. And of course, Hollywood destroyed, woke got into it, and they've destroyed my favorite genre, which is science fiction. Just absolutely destroyed it. I mean, completely. There hasn't been a good science fiction movie that I've liked. The last good science fiction that I liked, actually there's two of them. And I don't necessarily like the actor. Okay? Matter of fact, I've never liked the actor. I never watched any of his movies. Okay? And then all of a sudden he came out with two science fictions, which both of them I loved. Okay? And that is Oblivion. I loved Oblivion. I really thought that they should do a sequel to that where it tells you the story of Earth and how, you know, a bunch of hymns basically destroy the Earth, really. Oblivion, and that's with Tom Cruise and, yes, I can do that for you because I am taller than you. Oblivion and, the time travel or the time one called Day of Tomorrow or something, for the love of Mike.
The Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah, The Day After Tomorrow. That was a pretty good movie, but the time concept.
Or are you talking about different one?
No, that's the one. It doesn't make any sense, the time thing where, you know, you get this blue stuff on you. And the day the Earth stood still, the original was good. The sequel sucked. The sequel was terrible. With Keanu Reeves was terrible. Oh, I hated it. And I hated the War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise too. That was just terrible. Terrible. Just garbage. Orson Welles time travel movie. Brian is not always right, but he's never wrong. That's right. That's right. Nobody's home. That is exactly the point. Nobody's home is exactly right. Guys, I want you to read that. Brian is not always right, but he's never wrong. Once you come to know that, you will be fine. That is exactly. That's exactly it. That is probably the best read up, Brian. Good one, Paul. That is the perfect. You cannot. Okay, I'm going to read that again. And I want everybody to understand every word of what he wrote. Guys, Brian is not always right, but he's never wrong. Once you come to know that, you will be fine. That's all you have to do. It's just understand that sentence. Matter of fact, I'm going to write that on a plaque. I've got to remember that. I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to take a picture of that right now so I don't forget it, lose it, or... There, I've taken a picture of that, and I'm going to have that framed on a poster, because that is the classic saying of me. I've learned that in very short time, nobody's home. Good morning, Brian and fellow tinkerheads. And that's the point. That is what you are coming to this store about, is tinkerhead. And like Bob at Electric Avenue. Good morning, Brian and fellow tinkerheads. Okay? That I couldn't put it up. I could make that even more clear. Well, we all in chat are saying all your sayings you do. I have no idea what you just said, Adam. That was not reading text messages anymore. So we just sold, just so everybody knows, let me go through this again. We just sold 10 of these, okay? Just now, within the last day, we just sold 10 of these, okay? Look at that. Now, let me turn it around so it's not backwards so you guys can see what it looks like beautifully. Look at that. Doesn't that just say, I want to buy one? I'm not kidding. Doesn't this say, I want to buy one? I mean, realistically. This is also a flamethrower. It's got the new chassis, the new extraction chassis. By the way, if you didn't know, the extraction chassis is the greatest chassis ever made. Now, a lot of people might not like it, and that's fine. You don't have to like it. I'm just saying it's the greatest, okay? Nate, get over here. Okay, so for one thing, you did something wrong with the brakes, okay? You didn't do a caliber or something. Anyways, they're fixed. So we need to get both of these cars. What are you doing?
No, I fixed the caliber.
What are you doing here?
It was TikTok.
You need to get both of these vehicles down there.
Okay.
Or one of them. We don't need 3 of them here. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. No one is, okay, let's see here. I ran my Mayflower last night and it runs real smooth. Oh, it's smooth. Boy, is it smooth. It is probably the...
Which one do you want me to take back to the house?
Well, I mean, we got this one here, the RAV4. Maybe have Xavier, or wait till Mac Henry gets here and they can do it together as a team. Then drive somebody back. Because we don't need all these vehicles here. So, this vehicle is so smooth, okay? I mean, this thing is so smooth. It's like petting a bunny, okay? And you're moving your hand over the bunny, and it's so smooth. This thing runs so smooth. It's like you want to just run this all the time. That's all you want to do is just run these all day long. And the Mayflower and the truck ones, the lug trucks are the same way. Yeah. Hot knife through butter. That's very good. Hot knife through butter. This thing is just absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness gracious. Now, am I going to have these forever? No. No, once people find out about these things, they'll be gone before you know it. And you know what? People are going to then come crying to me and saying, hey, Brian. They're going to be crying to me saying, hey, Brian, I want one of these. Okay? And you're going to be saying to me, well, how do I get one of these? Well, you know what? There's only one way to get one of these right now, and that is to buy one right now. Okay? Now, if you've got one, that's great. But you know what? You should at least have 3 of these. Okay? You know why you should have 3? Here's why. Okay? All right? I'm just going to give it to you in numbers. All right? So let's say I bought 1,000 of these. Okay? So let's say, and we have, how many left? it says that we have 424 of these left. That means that I've sold 500 of them, about 500. Now, of those 500, 50%, I would say, have been opened. So, and they're being used. They're being driven around, and so people are using them. Now, they could put them back in the container, but they're still used. You've been using them. People are going to know that they're used anyway. So, at least 40% of those are never going to go back in the box. They're going to be used. So those are gone. They're going to be through time and driving. You might break them. And so those are never coming back. So you only have 500 for the entire country, the world. The entire world. And that's why you need to buy one. You need to have 2 of them in your stock. One that you put on the shelf and never touch it. And then you get another one that you want my signature, which I have my new signature pens.
So do I just wait for the seal? Just let
Yeah, just wait. And so you want to get your signature on it, my signature. Okay, so I'm gonna sign it like this. I'm gonna sign it. Hoy. And now you have one that is assigned by me. Oh yeah. Now you have one that's signed by me. Brian Young, the one and only. Okay. Now you have one that is yours that you can keep and put on your shelf that says, Brian Young. Oh my gosh, I've got to get one of those. Just like one of these little tiny ones here, the Motorific. So we're going to sign it, ahoy. And my little signature on it. Now you have one that is signed by the maker. I'm the maker. I have my special signing pens now. I bought these specially for ProTinkerToys.com. Now we have a signed edition that has got my name on it, and you can now put that in your collection. That, hey, I have a, now you can do this when you have your, hold on. Now, now you could now you could be setting these in your store or in your house on your shelf, and all of a sudden you could have customers come over, or not customers, but your friends come over, and you can bring them over. You look at my slot car collection, and let me show you something. This is signed by Brian Young. Okay, Brian Young actually signed this for me. Okay. And 20 years from, well, actually 40 years from now, if you're younger than I am, maybe you're going to be in your 70s and everything, and all of a sudden you're showing it all around and you're saying, yes, there was a guy named Brian Young. He died about 5 years ago, and it's 2065, okay? He died about 5 years ago, but he signed, he signed one of these for me. And I got one of these signed by Brian Young, the Brian Young. I'm just telling you, okay, that all of these exclusives that we do, 2065, very optimistic. No, I'm gonna be dead at 2059. That's my birthday is 2059, or I'll be 100 years old in 2059, and I want to die on my birthday at 2059. I would like to pass away on my birthday in 2059 when I turn 100. That's my goal, is to pass away on my birthday. That's my goal. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen. God has physically not told me that I'm going to live to be 100, but he's been giving me very strong indications that I'm going to be at least 100. I'll be at least 100. Okay, so that's 35 years from now. So I fell and cracked his. He fell and cracked his Kodak, and X was there to help the bleeding. That's right, Xavier was there. Yes, to stop the bleeding. So we have added a bunch of the X-Gloves. Now, you know what really sold out really awesome was the Love set. They sold completely out of that semi set. Completely sold out. And all the cars, they completely sold out of all the cars. Let me, you know what? Let me send an email, a text message to Bo. Hey, I'd just like to have a little bit of update. Hey, I just kind of like a touch in. How did the sets do this year? How did all your stuff do this Christmas? Were you happy? All right, so I just sent a message to Bo at Loves Trucking. So let's kind of go over all the, okay, so let me kind of go over here first because I don't want to neglect my 132nd customers because they feel like I'm abandoning them. It's not that I'm abandoning them, it's just that we just don't do enough in 132nd. And you're right, I don't do enough videos on it. And I need to build a layout, a permanent layout where I can do demos and all that. And I have a feeling it's going to be Carrera. I'm just going to have to do an analog Carrera set and build it upstairs in the shed and just do videos and showing stuff. And but we do have lots of cars, okay? And we have lots of fly cars, okay? And lots of fly cars, tons of fly cars. You saw what I was doing with slot car sets. You can get yourself a Carrera NASCAR set would be a great starter. You also have the Speed Set 20175 from Ninko. I have like 9 of those left. Set one of those up and you'll be happy. That's all there is to it. We do have a lot of Scale Electric. I still have a lot of track and accessories and cars. We have lots of Scale Electric, and then Carrera, obviously, you know, we have lots of Carrera cars and everything. A lot of stuff to add on to your layouts. And then Carrera Go, we've been selling a lot of Carrera Go lately. We have lots of Carrera cars. We have a good quantity of Carrera cars. Let's put it that way. And we've got a lot of fun stuff on that end, and hand throttles, cars, transformers. So you get everything you need to add on to your track. Then we have Scale Electric. We are all the here are the Mean Green chassis, Mega G plus normal clips, Thunderjet chassis. We have just about everything. We got tires coming in. We're gonna have more tires coming in. Plus we have lots of Tyco, plenty of Tyco. I've got enough Tyco to last 10 years at least. So if you've got a Tyco body, we've got a chassis. That's all there is to it. And we have plenty of tires and axles and all that crap. So we have plenty of product. It's not like we're running low of Tyco. We've got plenty of Tyco. And a lot of the tires we have extra tires that by Gel Claws. which are actually better than Tyco. So check out all the Tyco chassis. We got wide, we got narrow, we got 440s, we got HP7. We've got everything. If we don't have it, you don't need it. And then we have Tyco cars. These are really nice, these Extremes. Really, people buy them because of the chassis, not the bodies. And then we have all of the AFX cars. We are out of the Formula 2 packs. That's one thing we're out of. Now, we have a lot of AFX cars. We have a good selection of AFX cars. Here's Daniel redid our website. Okay, it's a lot easier to navigate. The best thing to do when you're going onto our website, like for example, just type in AFX. Okay. And all the AFX cars that we have in stock will show up as a list of all the cars, okay? Now, I want to make this very clear, especially to people that are watching our live stream. That if you place an order with ProTinkerToys.com, new magnets for HP7. The problem with, well, there's no really problem. It's just that there's limited to nothing. There's only so many HP7 chassis, and I'm the only one that's got them now. And now there are some other people that bought it, got a bunch of stuff too, but we found thousands of chassis, HP7 chassis, which, you know, Tyco is unfortunately, Tyco's a dead brand in a sense that there is none of it being manufactured with any quantity behind it. Now, people are coming out with parts, and there's also black market stuff, or I wouldn't say black market, but, you know, second market stuff that people are making to continue the brand to continue. But to per se that, you know, ouch. Aftermarket, that's right. So we have all the Tyco or all the HP or all the AFX cars, and we have a good quantity of all the AFX cars. So whatever AFX cars, and then we have the new orange car. This is brand new, available at 4 different dealers. That's brand new. Right here. Beautiful looking car too. This is available to ship right now. If you want one of these, we can ship it to you right now. Look at that. See the tires? Isn't that sweet looking? And that's a ProTinker toy car too, along with 3 other dealers. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Isn't that sweet looking? Don't you think that's pretty? Get yours on order right now. You can get them on our website right now, ProTinkerToys.com. ProTinkerToys.com. Now, that being said, there's always something new to get. Everybody has their preference of slot cars, okay? And that's what's really cool about slot cars is everybody likes their brand. You know, they like these cars. They like for example, when Aurora came out, then all of a sudden Tyco came out. You had competing brands, Tyco and Aurora. Tyco and Aurora. And they battled all through the 60s, all through the 70s, and then even Tyco during the early 90s until Mattel bought them out, and then Mattel dropped them a year later. Well, I never could understand that one. Mattel buys Tyco, spends millions of dollars. They invest all this money in all this. And the only reason they bought it, I'll tell you right now, the only reason they bought Tyco from Tyco Industries, they wanted the NASCAR license. That's all they wanted was the NASCAR license. They got it. But it killed them. All these licenses kill all these manufacturers. They can't sustain the numbers that it would be different if the licensor say, listen, we are an open license. Whatever you want, here it is. Here's the flat fee. It's a 10% license or a 5% license, and there you go. Make it very simple. But they don't. They make it very complicated. They put all of these restrictions, all of these numbers. You have to sell this amount. You have to sell that amount. Chris Pataski. Oh, my friend Chris Pataski. Oh my gosh. Now I know those people that love the HP7 chassis, but the what one chassis was the greatest chassis ever? That is the extraction chassis. And I love HP7. I've got tons of HP7 chassis. Matter of fact, I've got the lighted HP7 chassis. Matter of fact, you can take this light off of the HP7 chassis and put it on an extraction chassis and make your extraction chassis even better. But we have plenty of these HP7 chassis. This was and we sell now the Abuchi motors. This motor, we have thousands of these motors. We literally have thousands. So when we went down to Kim's, I saw these boxes of motors, okay? There were hundreds of these boxes of motors, okay? They're very heavy. They were upstairs above in this area there. It's all gone now. I'll never be able to go to REA's because it's all destroyed. It's all sold out. It's all cleaned out. Everything is gone. Those days are over. Anyway, she had thousands of these motors, and we've got these on the website. You can buy 100 of them for $99. They're basically indestructible motors. It's just a simple, it's obviously it's different than this motor here, okay, chassis here. And Auto World was or Aurora was seeing this in the late 70s, and that's why they came out with their G Plus chassis, okay, which was a motor similar to this. It was a sealed motor in the sense that it wasn't a pancake motor. You basically, it was like this, okay, and therefore, yeah, you can change the armature if you want. A lot of people did change the armature. Why? That's why we have the Super 3 armatures. Like, for example, if you want to get your extraction to go faster, a lot of people did that. They rewound the armatures. They would take them out. And that's why these cars were just set. Of course, you could take the armatures off of these too, but it's a lot of, that's where the intensity gets higher. Okay, but just as a novice, you just want a fun race. These are great cars, and we have them both. We have them with the chassis or with the we've got them with the we got them with the lighting without the light. HP7. But it's what everybody likes, I don't like Tyco. I never have liked Tyco. And you know why I never liked Tyco? Here's why. This is very simple. This is why. Here's why. I'll show you. Here's why I never liked Tyco, okay? Now, this is my opinion, okay? And when you come to my website, you come for my opinion. Here's why I never liked Tyco. Right here, it's on the Tyco 440X2. Obviously, it's backwards, so I'm going to have to read this. It says up to 20, so the 440X2, okay? Up to 26 faster, okay? Here's the kicker, okay? Over 1,000 scale miles an hour. Well, first of all, a car doesn't do 1,000 miles an hour, okay? It just never happens. It will never happen. You're never going to have a NASCAR that's doing 1,000 miles an hour, okay? It's just not going to happen. Now, a lot of people like the speed. A lot of people like, your enthusiasts, your racers. They have their Dremel track, and they want to go as fast as they possibly can without coming off the track. And when you go to these races, these cars are moving with Lexan bodies. These cars are moving so fast. Holy moly, Brian, that was a little too much. Oh my God. Holy cow. Man, that's even hard for me. Holy. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Just terrible, Brian. Okay. So when you're 1,000 scale miles, I mean, that's the fun. People like it. They want to, light a match. I don't have any matches with me, so I can't do that. I'm not knocking people, but then on the other side, then other people should be open to people that just want to drive. Like, for example, Thunderjets. There are Thunderjets people that race just a Thunderjet. You cannot know modifications. They're just Thunderjets, okay? And that's another style of run. Then you have people like, for example, U&M. Ted Baker made me a really nice Mustang that has the modified wheels that extend out, which gives it more stability. And that's another avenue, okay? That's what's so fun about the hobby. Everybody has their preference. You know, Snuggles loves the amp chassis. I don't know why he likes the amp chassis, but he does, okay? I can smell it. That from here. I like to keep the cars under 55. That is exactly true. Well, you don't want to do 55 miles an hour, okay? But if you're going into a hairpin, which a lot of people don't like the hairpin, but when you go into a hairpin, you have to slow almost to a stop. Different stroke for different folks. That's right, Steve. Very good, Steve. Different strokes for different folks. Snuggie loves amp chassis. That's right, Randy. I told you. He's a closet amp person. But he doesn't want that to be known to people, which is fine. Everybody has their preference, okay? My preference, okay, which everybody knows, I think, my preference is, yeah, you're good. My preference is Thunderjets. I've always liked Thunderjets. The reason I like Thunderjets is I grew up on Thunderjets. That's what I got into. See, pancake rules. That's right, Steve. Pancake rules. I love pancake motors. I just love them. I love them. I love them. I love everything about them. Slot car magic message retracted. Okay, Snuggles. Now, why are you retracting your messages? I love Thunderjets. And the reason I loved them is that's what I got into in 71 and 72 and 73. I moved from Imperial Trace to Bowling Green, Ohio in 73. My mom got married. And that's when AFX, the Magnet Traction started to come out. And that's when they became popular. And I was kind of coming out of slot cars. I was in a teenage. I really wasn't into slot. I was getting out of slot cars like 17 and 18. And that's when they became popular in the late 70s. But Thunderjets was always my preference. I always liked Thunderjets because, I was into girls, okay? And, of course, they weren't necessarily into me, okay? I was kind of a nerdy kid. I was just one of those nerdy, goofy kids. I had an afro, and I just was a nerdy kid, you know? That's all I can say. You know, I was in all the talent shows in high school. I would do my Richard Nixon, I'm Not a Crook. I would do my, Ed Sullivan show. This is a really good show tonight. Guest stars, the Osmonds. And then, I'd do my Someone Should Belt You in the Mouth, my John Wayne. I do all my imitations. I do the Apollo launch, I had my sound effects. I can't do sound effects very good anymore because of my dentures. You can't really... You have to have your upper lip with water to really do good special effects with your mouth. And, I was in all the talent shows. Every talent show that I was in, I either won first, second. I usually would win first or second prize. That's what I would normally do. Matter of fact, they had a talent fair at the Wood County Fairground, $50. I won first place. It's who I was, guys. I mean, come on, man. Brian, you turn out okay for a nerd. I know that. Believe me, I was a nerd to the 10th extreme. Okay, I guess I was a fun nerd in a sense that, I wasn't a jock. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a jock, but I got along with the guys that were jocks. Okay, and they kind of got along with me. I never. First of all, I was a nerd that never could be pushed around. So if they tried to pick on me, or they would tease me, I would fight back. Several times I fought back. I wouldn't take it. I said, that's fine. You guys can make fun of me, but when you mock me or you personally attack me, I'm going to hit back. And I did several times. And I got the reputation, Brian could be pushed. You don't want to push him too far, okay? Because he's kind of a fun guy, and why have him on your bad side? It's just not worth it for them, I think. And it was my opinion. And so, I had an okay high school time. Of course, half my high school I was in DECA, which is I worked part day and went to school part day. I worked at Ben Franklin's in Bowling Green. That's how I became so great at what I do. So what we have here is a failure to communicate, okay? What we have here is a failure to communicate. I was thinking of taking the boys to the theater tonight. They have another one of those Paddington Bear movies. I was thinking of taking the boys to the Paddington Bear movie. I hate when this doesn't work. Testing. I was thinking of taking the boys to the Paddington Bear movie tonight. What do you think? So I might do that, taking the boys to the Paddington Bear movie. You were the James Dean of nerds. Well, I wouldn't say I was James Dean. Here's what it is, guys. And this is the thing about nerds, and this is about. See, we had a lot of nerds in high school. Okay, that were they were to themselves. They didn't really express themselves, but they were nerds. Okay, I did not care what anybody thought of me personally. I like, for example, I didn't care what they thought of me if I did my impersonations or I was funny or I did funny things in school. I didn't care what they thought. It just went right over my head. I didn't even care. I just did what I did because I thought it was funny. I did a lot of things, like, for example, in high school with Mr. Keller. He was my history teacher. Funniest guy. Anyways, I was in his office or in his class one day, and he said the funniest thing. And I just couldn't stop laughing. I literally could not stop laughing of what he said. And I just was laughing. And he said, Mr. Young, you need to go outside. I said, okay, Mr. Keller. And I'm outside there, and he comes out there and goes, what was so funny? I said, Mr. Keller, when you said that, I just couldn't stop laughing. It was just funny. And he just, he said, okay, and I just said, and that's the type, like Revenge of the Nerds, okay? Those were popular movies in the 90s. Holy moly. Rewatch Crimson Tide, terrible movie. Crimson Tide is the worst movie ever made, okay? The worst movie ever made, because if you were in the military like I was, that would have never happened, okay? Number one, Denzel Washington would have been sent up for treason, and would have been, it doesn't matter. If the captain has an order, you follow the order, okay? And you can have all your storyline if you want. And I had an argument with it. I went to go see the movie, and because I was on submarines, okay? And I'm watching this movie, and I'm saying to myself, while I'm watching this movie, this would have never happened. This is such a joke. Why am I watching this movie? And the kid that went with me, he was arguing with me. I said, no, it would have never happened, number one. Denzel Washington would have been discharged, dishonorable discharge, period. If we were in a real world. But we were in a Hollywood world. And Hollywood thinks that treasonous behavior is admirable. And it's not, okay, number one. So that's, I don't know why I got onto movies, okay? Why did you guys get me onto movies? I don't want to talk about movies, okay? All right, so we're going to stop about movies, Okay, we're going to go back to slot cars because I want to end the show with going over all my exclusives again. Because we're getting new people I know you guys, some of you are probably bored to see all these exclusives that we're doing. But the fact of the matter is that we're getting new customers all the time. Okay. Well, actually, Kelly's hero or Hogan's Heroes was actually based on some true stories, okay, about American POWs, okay. I'm not taking that in a sense of comedy. That's just a comedy about World War II. I'm just talking about Crimson Tide is showing it was a drama, and it's showing the real act of being on submarines and how the XO countermanded the captain's orders. You know, it doesn't matter. That's how accidents happen, okay? And you can't just all of a sudden have a backside view and say, well, we're going to change it this way. It's not going to happen, period. End of subject. All right, so let's go. Okay, so the first 4 cars that we had, first 5 cars we had, which are the black or the blue and the black 55 Bel Airs. One was a blurple, one was a black. Those sold out within 5 minutes. And then we had the Nomads. Both the Nomads sold out like crazy. I can't even remember getting the Nomads. That's how fast they sold. Both the black and the blurple Nomads sold out like within a week. I don't understand how they can sold out. And we still have some of these Nomads, like this one here. I don't know why I still have some of these Nomads. This should be sold out already. Well, the reason those other ones are is because they were these. They were like the 57s, but they were 55s. And those all sold out. Then we had the red Batmobile, sold out. Then after the red Batmobile, we had the 40. We still have these. We have about 12 left. 12 left. We have 12 of these left. And then we go into the Blurples, the 57 Bel Airs, the black. I don't have any black ones in here. I have to go get some. Oh, brother. Oh my gosh. And then we have the Nomads, the 57 Nomads, the black and the blue. And why we still have these in stock, I have no idea. Okay. And these are extraction too. These should have sold out just like the Nomads. Okay. Now, some people don't like the 57s because of the back end. Okay. See how it's different? The back end's different. They don't like the 57. And these are extraction. And then the next one was our 2-pack, our Demolition Derby. I called them Bel Air Heat. Tim and I, these were made back in 2021. Back in 2020 during the COVID, Tim and I were watching the Castle series, TV series. Castle, it came out in early 2000, Castle. And in one of the episodes, she was talking about she was going to write this LA Heat or a story, and I thought, I'm going to call our Bel Airs Bel Air Heat. And so we did 2 of these. We did 3 of them, really. We did these 2 here. And these are 57, or these are all Thunderjets. And why these have not sold, honestly, I don't know why. I think sooner or later these are going to be a sleeper. All of a sudden, people are going to say, does he still have these? Well, I still have them, okay? And these are nice cars. Well done. Some people don't like the dirty cars, but, I think they're nice. And then we have the 2 dogs, which we finally sold out of. We only have like 24 of these now because we sold out of them a couple of weeks ago or a month ago. Is the Nomad or the Shelby and the Mustang. These are now sold out. So if you haven't gotten one of these, you can still get them. There's still some quantities of them. And then the next car is the Daytona. Beautiful car. We sold out of it. I mean, we still have these we have like, I think 48 of these, which is really nothing, you know, if you really stop and think about it. We could sell out of these in one day if somebody decided to buy 2 each of these things. And that was the original, all the cars that are in the packaging, okay, in the plastic clamshell are the first original assortments. Then I had an idea because I was showing off this box, and Robert Fish was also suggested about doing the cars in boxes, because I was showing this off one day. I said, this is my favorite type of packaging, this packaging right here. It's cheap, inexpensive, and it's good enough for your cars, okay? And I said it would be really nice to do our cars like that. And Auto World, and then Robert Fish said, he called in and said, hey, Brian, I think you should do boxes. I said, you know what, you're probably right. And so then I talked to Craig. I said, Craig, can you do the boxes? I sent him a picture of the SCX box. Can you do that with this? He said, oh yeah, we did that before. We used to do these all the time. And so this was our first box version, which is our first box is really the Bel Air Heat. And then the second one was the Motorific. We're almost out of this car. We have 24 of these left. 24. And then we have the Fred Lorenza Daytona. Nice car. Not a very good seller, though. Unfortunately, that was not a good seller. And then we had both the semis. We still have the Casey Kane, but we're almost out of the Petty. Casey Kane and Petty. And then our next two, these are our most popular of the first assortment. These are our most popular. And we have less than 12 of these left. 12 of these left. You have the Red Nomad and then the Flame Nomad. And then we move on to another one. This is another one that Robert Fish helped to design, and that is the ProTinker. He thought it would be cool to do the flames on the hood. And this was another good seller, our Nomad. He had a comment about the bumper. The bumper was always messed up. I never noticed a big difference, but he did. And I called Auto. I said, hey, you need to check your bumpers on these 55 Nomads. Or maybe it was the 57 Nomads. Because this one, the bumper is pretty cool. Plus, it's got the Betsy Ross flag. See the Betsy Ross flag on it? See on the bumper there, the Betsy Ross? Isn't that cool? And this is another car that you could get for your collection. These are our club cars for 2022. Amazing. If somebody must have died, there's a funeral at the funeral park. All the cars are in line. And that's our 2022 club car. 3 years ago. Time flies. And then the last two cars of the first assortment were actually, you know what? I think this was the last of the, no, that was the first 22. Yeah, and then we came out with the Golf. Now, the reason why I did this car is that I bought 100 sets. Auto World had 100 sets of, I think it was GT Challenge between the Corvette and it was a yellow Corvette against this car right here. And I said, I sold out of that immediately. And people have always been wanting this car. And I said, you know what? I'll just do this. And this did very well. We've got less than 48 of these, which is really nothing. If we have less than 48, that means it's nothing. We have hardly any left. Now this car here, This was probably my most favorite because I had this, I had like, oh my gosh, I had like 200 of these things. These Tyrrell cars, okay, in Fly, 132nd. And I sent that, yes, here, I'll show you. All of my cars have the Betsy Ross flag, and it's usually on the back bumper. It's right there. You see the Betsy Ross flag right there. And so that's where you know this one's different than the one that was in the set. Right on the back bumper. Right on the back bumper. Yep, right there. You see that right there? You see that right there? Let me zoom in here. See that? See that? Isn't that cool? And that is the car you know that's special to ProTinkerToys.com. That's how you know that that is only available at ProTinkerToys.com. All of my cars. Holy cow, Brian, you got a problem. All of my cars have that. And even the Tyrrell has the right there, the Betty Ross flag right on the back bumper. And this is the deluxe kit too. Awesome kit. And it's got the magnets outside too. And that was the end of our first set of cars that came out in 2022. Okay? That was the first set. Okay? Then we were having financial problems. 2022 is when it really started going south. Okay? Because I'm not going to go into details on why 2022 was not a great year, or 2021, or 2023, or 2024. You guys all know why the economy was bad. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to. And then we came out with our third series, and these came out in 2022, the end of 2022. And that is our Bel Air Heat, our second version, which these are my favorite cars, honestly, my Nomad or my Thunderjets. I don't know why these haven't sold as much as they have. I think these are my prettiest cars. I just, I don't know. Some people just don't like them. I think they're I think they're just beautiful cars. Nobody had ever done them. Okay. And so I found these on the internet, and I told Autoworld, can you make these two cars? They said, sure, these are easy. We'll do these either. And the Betty Ross flag is on the roof of this one. It's on the back bumper here. Okay. And these, look at that. Aren't these sweet? Look at that. I mean, you're not telling me those wouldn't be sweet racing together? I mean, come on. I think these are beautiful. Just beautiful looking too. And the paint job on these things are awesome. Well, I think these are going to start. I think that people are going to, Betsy Ross flag, Betsy Ross. It's the Betsy Ross flag. And that is a Pro Tinker Auto World exclusive. Then this was only available at Pro Tinker. Then we started sharing cars with Auto World. We had a dual sell, and these didn't go well because we did that. We should have never done that, but we couldn't because we were out of money. And these are the Nomads and the Bel Airs, black, a set. We still have these. Not a lot of them, but we still have them. Then we come up with the two cars that didn't do very well at all. And that is the The F100. Why, I have no idea. I don't think they like the flames. I thought it looked awesome. Then you have the yellow Nomad or Bel Air with white. I should have done white with yellow. All white with yellow back end. That's what I should have done. They all have the Betsy Ross flag. Then we came out with these two. The Datsun, I don't know why the Datsun hasn't been selling. Again, nobody ever did this car. This was the first time it was ever done, and nobody liked it. I give up. And same thing with the VW Beetle with flames. I still have them though, they're available. Then we have my most favorite. Well, actually, we came out with this. Now this one we're finally low on. We have less than 10 of these. If you want to get one of these, you better get them now because we're almost out. And then also the Badman. 55 Bel Air Badman. I love this one. I love this car. This is my favorite. I love it, I love it, I love it. And then the 55 Bel Air and the Nomad. Beautiful set. Beautiful set. And the last three were the GT40s. We had to quit selling these because we have to sell them like this, already put together. And those are the 50, those are the, and those are the Extraction GT40s. Black, we have a black. We have black, silver, and gold. All three of them. Black, silver, and gold. So if you want to get all three of them, to add them to your collection and race them, that's what you should do. Black, silver, and gold. And then we came out with, I bought these from Robert, is the Badman El Camino. These haven't done very well, but it's still fairly new. Give it some time. And then we bought a bunch of the Slot Car Depot cars. These were his cars that he did. We got the Nomad, the Shelby, the Camaro Z28. You got the Dodge Charger. We've got the Flamethrower Firebird. I love this one. That's my favorite. And then we have the Ford Mustang Super 3. Really nice. Or 4-gear. That's a 4-gear. We have all the cars you could possibly want. All right, guys. What time is it? 93 seconds. I got to do something. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry to say, but when you have to go, you have to go. Nature calls. Very good, Arbuckle. That was one thing being on submarines. So the submarine that I was on was called a boomer. Okay? And hold on a second. So I was on a boomer. So I'm going to give you a little drawing of my ship that I was on. Let me come over here. All right. I used to draw these all the time, but now I'm not very good at it. So this is basically a boomer. These are the missile hatches. These are the rockets, or we destroy the world. This was the main communication. You know, your periscopes, everything. Our bunks were in this area right here. This is where we slept. Missile tubes right here. And then this is miscellaneous. The battery compartment down here. Your mess hall right here, and then the missile compartment was right here, where all your missile tubes were. And then right here, before the it was called the water tank. This is where the reactor was, like right here. Okay. And this was a water tank. This was all water right here. There was water right here. And my office was right here. That's where I would sit all day long, inventorying, giving out parts. And the reactor was right here. And then there was a tunnel that went through the reactor that would go into the engine room. Okay. And so they had a bathroom in the engine room, but they were really funny about us going through there just to go to the bathroom. So I would have to walk all the way to the front to about right here to go to the bathroom. It was annoying. And so I learned to have a strong constitution back then. I'd only go about once a day when I went to lunch. But anyways, that's the boomer that I was on. The Andrew Jackson, the Kamehameha were the same design. Now, my office was a little different design on the Kamehameha than it was on the Andrew Jackson. But that's basically what I was on. I was on a boomer. And if you ever want to know about overkill, after being on a submarine, one submarine, okay? Let me just make this very clear, okay? They never had bathrooms. That's very good, Mike. Yeah, they're called heads. That's funny, Mike. There's one thing that I learned about being on a submarine, and that is this. Okay, so we had 16 missile tubes, okay? 16 missile tubes, all right? 16. Now, on top of those missiles were these little things here. And there were 8 of those. Okay, so 8 times 16 is what? Run the numbers real quick. What's 8 times 16? Come on, give it to me. 8 times 16, what is it? 90 something, 96? 8 times 16. 128. That's 128 nuclear No, 96. They're saying 96. Yeah, 96. 128. Yeah, 128. All right, so that's 128. That's 100. One submarine. This is what people don't really realize, that there's an overkill situation. That's 128 missiles, nuclear missiles. That's a nuclear bomb right there. That is a nuclear bomb. And we had 128 just on my ship. We had over 40 of them. Okay, think about how many missiles that is. That's like overkill. And then we did away with the Poseidons, oh shoot, Poseidons. We went to Tridents. The Trident submarine had, I think it was 10 or 12. It was double the size. Okay, and we made a whole fleet of those. Now we did away with all the Trident, or the Trident submarines, or the Poseidons. We went to Tridents. But what I'm saying is, Polaris was the first ones. Polaris was the first boomers. The Poseidon was the second. That's the type I was on. The Andrew Jackson was a Poseidon, not a Polaris. But what I'm getting at is, it's an overkill, okay? We had way too many missiles. Way too many. Way too many. We still do. We still have way too many nuclear weapons. Just, it's crazy. And that we've had nuclear weapons now nearly almost 100 years, and they've never been used. Yes, that was in the original Batman movie, the Polaris. But we were phasing those out and going to Poseidons. And then when I was getting out of the Navy in 89, they were getting rid of Poseidons and going to Tridents. And the Trident missiles were 10 times more accurate than the Poseidons. We used them once. We never used them. That's the whole thing. Here's the thing that really is a waste. All the money that was spent on building all these subs that were never used. Never used. We were on patrol hundreds of times. We were underwater hundreds of times, and it was never used. Think about that. Was never used, and we just keep making them. It's crazy. It's really crazy. All right, now Mandy, okay. Are you guys going to Chili's too? Because they asked for Chili's. I can go to Chili's. Why? I can go to Chili's. Man, they can be awful demanding. Unbelievable. Now the boys are choosing where they want to go eat, and it's Chili's. So, I don't know why I went into that, on why I went into submarines, but it was a fun time being on submarines. You know, I think back on that and how fun that was. Oh yeah, Japan was bombed by a bomb, not a missile. Well, who said it was bombed by a missile? I think they do. I think that you constantly have to. I'm not a physicist, but I think you have to replenish either the uranium. I think you have to place the uranium, or you have to test it to make sure it still has its capability. But basically, I mean, you stop and think about it. We were on a submarine that's got, 128 nuclear bombs, literally. That, we got. It had 128 nuclear bombs. 128 live nuclear bombs that all you had to do is shoot them up in the sky, aim them at their targets, and boom, they're gone. And these bombs compared to, okay, so the bombs that were on our ship, let me give you one more drawing. I love drawings. So here is Hiroshima. I'll give you just kind of a simple, here's Hiroshima. That's Hiroshima, at Tokyo. These were the type of bombs that were on our ships, okay? And these are the types that were on the Tridents, okay? The amount of devastation that these things would make would scare and I think that's what scared everybody, They really scared to think, do we really want to do this? This is it's kind of pointless, okay? Let's do this. Who was I listening to about this? Let's not do that. Let's just build roads. Let's build communities, and let's just build things instead of destroy them. So if you haven't got your signed, autographed Mayflower, all you have to do is when you check out, when you go to the checkout, okay, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. This is the first one I'm going to do, and I'm only going to do for 100. So only 100 are going to be signed, and I'm going to put one of 100. This is the first one, okay? This is the first one. 1 of 100. That's the first one. This is the first of 100, okay? And I will sign each one. If you put in the notes, Brian, I want mine to be signed 1 of 1 or how. So the next one that you got, if somebody buys one, I'll put 2 of 100. So everybody knows there's only 100 of them signed. Only 100 of them. And you are getting an exclusive from the Brian Young. I am the only one, Brian Young. The great and powerful Brian Young. The all-knowing Brian Young. The great and powerful Brian Young. And that could be yours. This one could be yours. All you have to do is place your order right now, and you'd be the first one to get an autographed. You should see our logo. 50 pin-up girls riding a bomb with nuclear cloud behind her. Well, the best movie to show is Slim Pickens sitting on the bomb going, yee-haw! Yee-haw! Going right down. Best part of the movie, Dr. Strangelove. Yes, Dr. Strangelove. Okay, so now we just have to wait for the first person to place the order. Let's see if anybody buys the first. Let's see, what did Scott Meyer buy? Oh, that's his auction. Douglas bought a Mayflower, but it's not the autograph one because he didn't request it. Now, if he says he wants the autographed one, I will send him that autograph. I love that movie, Failsafe. Now, it's not Failsafe. That's not the movie, Snuggles. See, you got the wrong movie. And I will explain to you. Okay, so there was 2 movies that came out at the exact same time. Failsafe is with Henry Fonda, and it was a serious movie about the nuclear holocaust or the nuclear threat. And then there was Dr. Strangelove that came out at the same time. And Failsafe failed to be successful because everybody watched Strangelove, which was a comedy. And so Failsafe failed to keep us safe because there was so much, it was so dramatic that Dr. Strangelove was all comedy, okay? Mr. President, we must not, okay, says Mr. President, we must not allow a mine shaft gap. They were making fun of the missile gap. Well, then they started talking about mine shafts to keep people protected after a nuclear holocaust. It was all a joke. You know, the whole movie was, fluoride, keep the fluoridation, Judge Turgidson. All the names of these people were just funnier than anything. Premier Kissoff. I mean, where do you come up with these names? Premier Kissoff, General Turgidson, okay? Blinkley, the president, something Blinkley, okay? Just really stupid name. George C. Scott is this nutty general. He goes, the president goes, do you think the Russians can get into that? And then George, I'm not going to do this but George Scott says, Mr. President, we think the commies are shy, are a little shy of intelligence. And he's going, when our bombers, they can fly, those strings ain't so fine. I go, oh, hell yes, they can do it. And he goes, I'm sorry, Mr. President. We think the Ruskies are shy of a little brain power. But the fact of the matter is, and I've known this ever since I was in the Navy, okay? So I just want you to understand one thing about the U.S. Navy and about the U.S. military in general, okay? Not that it's 100% the same, but there's one thing that our military is top-notch above any other military in the world, especially China, any Soviet country. Now, I wouldn't say the same thing with the Israelis or the French or the Germans. They're pretty competent in how they build things. But if you're a communist country, like, for example, China, their stuff is junk. Pure junk. I don't worry.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Well, I come in, I hear pure junk. I want to know.
Yeah, it's you. It's you.
What is it? Something we're selling?
Yes, it's.
Richard says that this is not a Colt Python.
Richard who?
Richard Lavoie, isn't it? Lavoie? No,
this is a Colt.
That's our Canadian customer. Richard.
This is one of our best selling.
No, he says it's a Smith & Wesson.
Yeah, I know it is.
But we call it the Colt Python.
No, it's the zombie python because it's just well, it's not supposed to be called Colt, but
that's what F&N trade.
Well,
calls it too.
Well, they're not supposed to. So there. All right. So anyway, they released Russia released this report that really shows how China's is literally 20 years behind us. Okay, in technology. Okay, their stuff is pure junk. Every airplane, every ship, everything they use is junk compared to American. Okay, it's all there is to it. Call it the big ass pistol. That's right, it's a big ass pistol. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a video on our big ass pistol right now. Let me do a video on our big ass pistol. We'll get this around here like this. All right, so we're gonna turn that around like this. So we're gonna do a gun commercial for YouTube, but I can't show it you. I can show X and I can show YouTube as long as I don't do it live stream. Okay, so I'm going to be right here, guys, and I'm going to talk about our this gun right here, which I can't show you. You'll see the live stream, or if you're watching YouTube, you'll see me taking out of the package. All right, so let me start the video. All right, so this is Brian Young doing another great gun video, our toy gun video, because all of our toy guns, most of them, our metal ones, die-cast, are made from Goner Guns in Spain. That's right, they're all made in Spain, not China. They're not. Right, so this is Brian Young doing another great gun. Well, that's not right. I got to go to 3 minutes. Okay. All right, so this is Brian Young, ProTinkerToys.com, and we're doing another great video about one of our #1 selling cap guns, and that is our 123. And these are basically called the Rick Grimes zombie guns, because this is the gun that Rick Grimes would use in the Walking Dead. And this is all die cast, beautiful 12 shot. You got the thing comes out, you want to oil this when you get it. This is all die cast, solid die cast, high quality die cast. And see, this needs to be oiled, unfortunately. See that? Are you listening to that? You hear it? You hear it? This is all metal, all die cast, complete die cast. All of our cap guns are like that. Everything from our rifles. I mean, all of our rifles are die cast. And I've always show off this one, the 93. Along with this, you want to get your kids 2 great cap guns. You want to get the Colt 123 or our rifle, our elk rifle number 93. Our best sellers at ProTinkerToys.com. Do you know why they're our best seller? Is because they're all die cast. This is all die cast. Your child is not going to break it. It's high quality Spaniard craftsmanship. You're not buying Chinese junk. You're buying Spaniards. You're buying Spain, Espanol. Only at ProTinkerToys.com do you get, and we have not only one of these, we have 50 different type of cap guns. So if your kid wants to see all the different cap guns we have, all you have to do is go to ProTinkerToys.com. That's right, ProTinkerToys.com. Get your 123 cap gun. It is the Python 12 shot. Oh yeah, baby, 12 shots. All available at ProTinkerToys.com. ProTinkerToys.com, your favorite place for cap guns. That's right. Yes, sir, Bob. All right, so that wasn't a full 3 minute, but I didn't want to do a full 3 minute. So I did a 2-minute video. And we're going to click that there. Now we're going to upload it. We'll switch the cameras back over here. ProTinkerToys.com, and we're doing another great video. We're doing another great video only at ProTinkerToys.com. All right, now we are about ready to end this show. We started early. I'm gonna take the boys, I think, to the movies tonight. I'm gonna head down to the shed for a second and do some things. And GONHER cap guns, die cast at ProTinkerToys.com.
So what, do they like the new setup at race night? Are people saying anything?
No,
or they don't say
haven't said a
anything.
thing.
Call it a big. Why does he have to say that? You're gonna get banned, Adam. I'm gonna lay down the ban hammer.
Cap guns.
You gotta hide that.
See,
That's
I
not
wish
good.
you would stop talking, Connor.
Put user in timeout.
Stop! Die-cast cap guns. You really have to get me upset. Is it something intentional? And then your son, Mac, he's just...
Isn't he the cutest?
No, he's not actually. He's turned into a monster.
Well, he's a young.
No, he doesn't. He comes in and goes, Grandpa, Grandpa, then he doesn't want to come to me and then cries when I want him.
Funny.
No, it's not funny because you're spoiling him.
Yeah. He's my firstborn.
Yeah, well, you're working all day tomorrow here.
Actually, are you coming to the church tonight? Or are you gonna help with the floor?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get on the floor and be hamming. And, yeah, that would be a great
I gotta be at the
idea.
church tonight.
Good. I don't care. You're going to be here all day tomorrow.
Well, we had plans.
No, well, I'm sorry. You're not going to have plans.
Xavier's gonna be here tomorrow.
No, you're going to be here tomorrow. Plain and simple.
I was here last
I'm
week.
serious. No, you weren't here last Saturday.
Who was here last Saturday?
Nobody. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Well,
You're going to be here tomorrow.
I'm busy tomorrow.
Well, I don't care.
I already made plans because Xavier's not going to be here the following week. So he has tomorrow covered, and then I'll be able to do the following week.
Guys.
Are things all good though? Are we falling apart?
No, just stay here the rest of the day. Help Xavier.
There's nothing to do here.
Well, that's what you
Xavier,
should.
do you need help? Or are you good? Xavier says he's good.
Yeah, well, you should be here to help him anyways.
And if you do need help, you'll call, right? And if he needs help, he'll call.
I don't want him to call. I want you down here. And where's that computer now?
Mac's using it right now. Why?
See, the problem with Mac now is he's all in to do all these programs and spreadsheets and everything and gets nothing done.
Okay, so you understand the thing that's preventing us from getting out of the basement is organization, right?
Oh my gosh.
None of our stuff is cataloged correctly. None of our stuff is organized.
Who wants to buy one of these? So tomorrow, make sure you're here tomorrow.
Make sure who's here tomorrow.
You're here tomorrow.
Xavier's going to be here tomorrow.
No, you're going to be here tomorrow.
I don't
Daniel.
run the toy store. I would shut the toy store down if you died tomorrow, toy store would instantly be shut down. It would just be closed. I would not put any energy towards the toy store. It would all go to an online business. But you like the toy store, and we respect that, and we
shut up.
We help you keep it running. We keep it clean for you. Looks nice. They've done a great job. I've no major complaint. I think we need to keep working on getting rid of some of the white. There's still quite a lot of white. We can keep working to get rid of that. But both our shipping failures and our inventory failures are an all-time low right now. All-time low.
Really?
Yeah. And that means I spend less time doing emails and more time working on the website. Which, guys, you guys got to check out. In about a week, we'll have all the Otter World organized, and you guys are going to get excited. If he dies, he won't have no one to bit that. Oh, he was going to say a explicitive. Can you sign my Mayflower, please? Douglas Robertshaw wants you to sign his Mayflower.
Okay, here, put that over there for Douglas. Okay, Douglas has the first signed Mayflower. The next Mayflower will be number 2. Okay? Number 2 will be the next Mayflower. The next Mayflower will be number 2. We got to make sure that we keep Rod Rodriguez auction, so nobody else has wants a Mayflower. So the next Mayflower, I'm going to sign one right now, and that's going to be 2 of 100. 2 of 100. That's 2 of 100. Ahoy! In my signature. 2 of 100. There is 2 of 100.
Well, don't sign to it. Not that many people want your signature.
Yeah, that's I'm 2 of 100.
Do you know who loves your signature though?
Everybody's gonna want my signature.
Do you know the number one customer who wants your signature?
Who?
Shmogmi. Brian.
Oh, I know.
He loves your
And
signature.
so does Snuggles. Snuggles likes me too. And also Robert Fish. They also like my signature.
Well, they haven't gotten it.
I know that because they haven't bought one yet, but this is the 2nd of 100. Okay? So I have to keep an eye out of all the Mayflowers, make sure that all the Mayflowers are signed when we ship them. Ship them, baby, ship them. We're going to ship them. Nothing better smell than a Sharpie. Well, we've had a great week. We had a really great week this week. I was a little bit better today. I took a day off yesterday. I kind of relaxed a lot. My head still hurts back here. Right there hurt. See that right there? You see that? I tell you, that hurt. I'm telling you, that is not something you want to do. That's not something you want to do. Uh-oh, we just sold it. We just sold my Mayflower. I just sold my Mayflower, number 2. I just sold the Mayflower. Holy moly. Too much advertising. Too much advertising on YouTube. That's why I get premium. Yes, one of these.
Like, they've done a great time low. The Auto World organizing.
Be the next Mayflower 2. Nobody else is once a 100. That's 2 of 100. 100. There is 2 of 100.
No, you know the number one customer who wants your signature?
Who? And also Sherpy. Hey, I took a day off yesterday. I kind of relaxed a lot. My head still hurts back here. Right there. See that right there? You see that? I tell you, that hurt. I could have died. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see if I need to sign another one. I have a feeling these are going to be very popular. Oh my gosh, what have I created? All right, so Doug ordered 2 of them. So one of them is signed and one of them isn't. So one is signed and one isn't. Okay? So Doug got one of these signed and one not signed. All right, so we've had a good show today. We are going to, Monday is going to be a very special day. I've got something very special planned for Monday. And Xavier is doing exactly what I told him to do. Of course, he doesn't have to wrap it that tight, but oh well, he's doing a good job, so I'm not going to complain. So basically, what's his name? Who bought that? Huh? Who?
Bruce Cook.
Bruce Cook bought all the lifelike stuff, and he's packing it nice, and he's wrapping all the plastic, and he's kind of overdoing it, but that's fine. It's going to be nice. He's got all the auctions ready to go.
Got a long way to ship.
He's got a long way to ship. He's got everything all set up, ready to go. He's doing a very good job. So let's see here. Bert, we got a Jeff, what's his name? He bought 2 of these. There's another order for, what's his name? So I'm going to get one that's not, what? Yeah, that's the one that's signed, and you got one that's unsigned. So if you don't have your Mayflower signed, you better get it because we're on 2 of 100. Okay, there's only 100 that are signed. And these will be worth 10 times the value when everybody gets older. Okay, everybody's going to want my signature long when I'm dead and gone. Anyway, all right, guys, we're going to sign off now today. You guys all have a wonderful day. And we might do a tech night or tech day tomorrow when I'm in the shed. Because I might do another hour show. If I do a tech show, it's 1 hour. Okay, I'm not going to do 2 hours. It's 1 hour. It's going to be a 1 hour show. So take it or leave it. And just want to remember everybody, everybody, that whippy yahoo nashtike. And Oshnad, Ushnad, Ishnad. And Wushkud Day. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like gibberish.
It is called Pig Latin.
I've heard of it.
You've heard of Pig Latin?
Yes.
So he has heard of Pig Latin, guys. Xavier has heard
I
of.
know how to translate it, but I don't feel like it.
He knows how to translate too, Pig Latin. Anyway, so we're gonna sign off and we're gonna say hasta vista, baby. In other words, that means goodbye. And I will sing you a goodbye song. Are you ready for my goodbye song? Are we ready? Oh, goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend with your wife or friends. Have a wonderful weekend with your wife and friends. And we'll see you on Monday on the show. Pro Tinker says goodbye, 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 goodbye. See you later. So that's my new song that I'm going to start singing. You guys have a wonderful day. We had 60 people at one time, and we've got 39 thumbs up. We didn't have as much today that we normally do, but we've had a good show today. And we will see you later on X. Thank you very much for watching on X. We had 6 viewers. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check out ProTinkerToys. All the wonderful things are available at ProTinkerToys.com. And have a wonderful weekend. Okay, the reason I don't use bubble wrap is it's more expensive than that paper over there, wrapping it in the paper.
Okay.
Just so I let you know.
Okay. I've just always been told.
Who told you?
Mac.
Yeah, Mac Henry. Sometimes he
Danny
can.
as well.
Yeah, Danny can go fly a kite too. But that's fine. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it today because I don't want to. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? All right, see you guys.